Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Art of Engineering. Hi, folks. It's a very hot day in Sydney. Had the fan going, was playing around on the air spy, and heard a lone CQ call, a local VK2, as it turns out, in the Blue Mountains at Glenbrook, which is where my sister used to live. She's now at Katoomba. And I thought, I'm going to jump down on the Oz QRP and have a crack at answering. Beautiful fist, sending wonderfully, and as it turns out, it's VK2TM, Trevor, in Glenbrook, and he's an ex-PMG telegraphist, worked in that game for a little while. So, been sending Morse code for a very, very long time, much longer than me, and also had a broadcast certificate like I do, and like me, hadn't done a lot of time in a broadcast station, if any. He spent a bit of time in civil aviation and various technical jobs. So we had a great old rag chew, and I had to call it quits before he did because I was getting tired sending code. So rather strenuous activity, and then I just thought, hey, it's got to be beer o'clock. So we've cracked a bottle of beer and we're having a cool and refreshing ale. And the afternoon has been fantastic. We've spent a lot of time working on the power supply, and I'll show you the cooling circuit that I've built for that, so that we can keep an eye on those transformers, the rewound microwave transformers. Hey, it's a big experiment. We'll see how it goes. So we've actually had a few QSOs and some home brewing, and that's the way
I like it.
Sorry it's been such a long time between videos. Back at work, very busy. Just spent the last 3 days at a Year 7 camp, so pretty much exhausted. What we're going to look at today is the control circuit for the heat detector in my 20 amp linear power supply. Now, I've put this in for two reasons. One, that there's a fan in the case that I've got because I'm putting the power supply in an old computer case, so the fan was already there. And the other reason is because I'm using rewound microwave transformers. Now, I've managed to get the magnetizing current on the primary down to about 170 to 200 milliamps. And the way I've done that is I've split the 240 volts across two transformers. And if you want to see the video about that, and the videos, there's actually two videos about rewinding those transformers. They're in the links below in the description for this video. Now, I am by no means advocating following what I'm doing. This is totally an experiment, and all of this involves, or a lot of it involves, dangerous voltages. So only do this if you know what you're doing, and you're not just confident, but you can do this without killing yourself. Okay, I'm going to shoot over to the bench over here, and I'm going to show you the control circuit that I've got. It's using a FET. It's quite a lot of fun. Now, I found this control circuit online, so I'll also put a link to the circuit for this and the idea below as well, because we like to give credit where credit is due. It's a very simple circuit, but I think it'll suit my needs. I've put in a switch as well. Anyway, I'll show you. Let's go and have a look. So here's the computer case where our linear power supply is going to live. This is the fan. I've got a battery running this at the moment, but obviously when the power supply is going, the supply from the actual power supply will run this whole show. Over here we have a FET, and there's an adjustment on here for adjusting what heat this will actually trigger it. I took a little bit of playing with that, but that's all working now. So that is our FET that controls the actual circuit. We have a thermistor here, which is what starts the whole thing. So I'll just plug it in, and hopefully we won't make any smoke.
Oh yes, I forgot to ask, please remember to like and subscribe. Not that I need the encouragement. I'm going to keep doing this regardless, but I'll keep you abreast of all the things that are happening in the shack, all the home brewing experiments, whether they be successes, partial successes, or total failures. You can come along for the ride. You can live your homebrew nightmares and dreams vicariously through my organic and weird efforts.
So no smoke, that's always a good start. We'll just see if it'll start. And we have ignition. I've also put a LED in there, and the LED tells me that the fan is on. And if I do have a lot of triggers and I think the thing's starting to work hard because it's a heavy load, you can see as the thermistor cools down, the actual circuit will stop. I will be mounting this FET on the base with a mica washer just to dissipate some heat, although it's not running hot, which is also good. And should I want to actually 2-meter repeater, should I want to actually start it manually, there we go, fan on, fan off, fan on, fan off. So that is the heat detecting and fan control circuit for my 20 amp linear power supply. The 2 rewound microwave transformers will sit just here.
Well, there you have it, folks. When you pull them nice and tight.
And we are going to be using this heatsink from an old amplifier, which will sit on top. Hi! Incidentally, just had my first 10-meter CW contact, in fact my first 10-meter contact on the trusty TS520 running 20 watts. We ran it into the 20-meter and 40-meter L vertical. Video below, linked to that antenna, and it's not ideal for 10 meters, so we loaded it up on the L match. That's why we were running 20 watts. He gave me a good signal report and all went well.
Thank you for sticking around right to the end of the video. Hopefully by the next video, I will have a very hefty homebrew power supply to show you. Hopefully a power supply that works and fulfills my needs. But at any rate, regardless of the outcome, the experimentation has been a lot of fun, and whatever we end up with is what we end up with. We always get there making new discoveries and learning new things about ham radio. And that's what it's all about. 73, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Art of Engineering.